Time for Dragonstorm. The opening match? I don't.
Well, but we have Love and Peace to open the show first.
Yeah, so Love and Peace is going to come out to open the show. Again, they're going to have to go probably the rest of 2026 without Benkei, but they did get Mochizuki Jr. back in May. Mochizuki Jr. April and May were a cursed month for the Mochizuki family. Mochizuki Jr. suffered a bruised sternum that kept him out of action for about 6 weeks. The senior Mochizuki, his dad, Masaki Mochizuki, had surgery to remove a kidney stone. He had to wrestle with the catheter in. So he had a tube in his junior, Mochizuki's junior, not Mochizuki Jr. He had to wrestle with something, with a catheter in Sendai last week. On top of having a torn calf and failing an eye exam and having to get glasses. Their mom broke her leg.
Go.
And Junior's sister yesterday had her bike stolen. So it's not been a good month for the Mochizuki family. But a very energized Benkei and a very energized Hyo come in to greet the fans. Finished up Best of Super Junior League play yesterday.
得るものがね、大きかったんで、これからもラブ&ピースのリーダーとして、俺が全員を上に引っ張っていきたいと思います。
Didn't make it to the Final Four, didn't advance into the tournament, but it was great experience, confidence builder, and so back in Dragon Gate, and as leader of Love and Peace, he's going to bring everybody up.
首以外。まあ外側は傷んでても気持ちが強かったら大丈夫ってことでしょ。
間違いなく、確実に
はい。
パワーアップして帰ってきたいと思います。
Well, Benkei, his neck hurts, but obviously completely fine on the outside.
なくないなんか。ベルトだいぶなくなってない？
Well, while Hyo was gone, came back. There's the champion.
いやもう試合はね、
Rita and Kame are down 4 belts since last time Hyo was here.
大丈夫。今日からもね、今日3人組んで出場。僕のパートナー、今日 X、誰ですか？知ってる人います？知らないだろう。誰？ベンケイダメ、まだ首痛いから。ダメ。
Asking the fans for their guesses, and someone guessed Benkei. I actually thought it was Benkei. Benkei was in his gear when I got to the build. I was like, wait, I thought you were out. And he said, no, it was picture taking.
テンション爆上げで一緒に狂いましょう。それではドラゴンゲートスタート。
Opening greeting from Hyo. We're gonna have to wait a little bit longer to find out who his mystery partner is gonna be. Because Tiger Mask is here, we've seen quite a few people in New Japan jerseys and gear.
Okay.
Around.
It can be someone.
Yeah, I wouldn't know them if I saw them. So.
Well, I don't watch New Japan much, so.
And Desperado's a master wrestler, so if he was walking around without his mask, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
He could be sitting in front of me and I wouldn't know. So. Benkei went the wrong way. Did they get somebody else up here, or he's got? That's actually he should go the other way if he's coming back to the table, though. All right, opening match. We're gonna go from Love and Peace to. I'm assuming Natural Vibes are going to dance.
Well, they can dance later on. The 2 Natural Vibes match today.
Well, we'll find out in a second. We're gonna dance later. So Aki and Gyuchi had their first taste of championship gold, but failed on their second defense in Okinawa for Gyuchi and Aki. For both of them, it was their first time in Okinawa. Hot-blooded touchdown, Aki and Gyuchi. Nagoya's Braveheart UT. I'm going to come out to Arakin's music.
Yeah.
Well, he's the senior member of the team. Been wrestling longer than Homare's been alive.
That's true.
So, and this is... Homare has been slowly coming around and accepting the fact that it was his fault that Saipatra was disbanded. He was the one that agreed to put the unit on the line in the cage match in Nagoya. So because of that, he's the third man on a team with Punch Tominaga. Kenichiro Arai. He's 21 years old. From Shizuoka, the Asia Ascendant, Homare. Yeah, since the end of Saipatra, it was Homare since his debut back in September of 2024. He was joined at the hip with Shun Skywalker. And the end of Saipatra meant the end of that team. And we haven't seen Shun since the steel cage match due to out rehabbing an ankle injury. And Shun did take to YouTube a couple times last week.
Yeah.
One was
do you watch that? You watch the whole thing?
I watched them at double speed. And
yeah, they speak so slow, and
it's
all the talking.
And it's still very slow. One of them was basically just him counting down the last hour that he was 29 years old before his birthday. But the other video was more interesting because he was talking about Homare and Saipatra specifically, and about exactly how
Oh.
Yeah, you don't want to.
This one dropping down.
Not going to take any. You don't want to clown around when you're in there with Arakan. Kyuchi gonna. Yay. No. I got caught. So, to get back to Shun and Homare,
yeah.
Shun was basically saying, how binding is the stipulation of a unit disbanding? Could Shun, Homare, and Cielo team together as Patra Sai?
Okay, Patra Sai.
And continue. Because the best example is, and this time he might have to.
That's Homare from behind.
And looking at we used to have a unit called the Jimmies here, and they lost a unit disbands match.
Yeah.
And Horiguchi and Susumu were two Jimmies.
Yeah.
And they continued teaming together for years as Natural Vibes. But regardless of what the actual binding stipulation is, Shun considers it. Oh, Homare!
Ooh.
He cleared out. He jumped over Aki, landed on his feet. But anyway, Shun is not going to reform the team with Homare or Cielo, is basically the takeaway from the YouTube video.
Yeah.
And so Punch calling in Homare for a double team. Double elbow.
Ooh.
He is Shun Skywalker's pupil. Works together with people as well as Shun did. Thumbs down moonsault. Didn't land on the midsection, landed on the thighs, but for Aki, it's probably better. Can absorb that. So Aki Gyuchi, it was their first time on the Okinawa fan tour, and might have got drunk on the environment a bit. There was the fan tour and all of the events, and what on earth is?
Oh.
punch with it just kind of falls over the ropes and landed with a headbutt on Aki. And it was Gyuchi, Aki, the experience in the environment led them taking the eyes off the prize, and they got rolled up by the veteran team to lose the triangle game. And the other thing about that match was in the match where they won the triangle gate and in their first defense, they were the underdog team, being called Green Boys, and had a lot of motivation and a chip on their shoulder, something to prove, whereas they may have underestimated the Okinawa team. But as always, it's a learning experience, a teachable moment, as they say. Now these two, both class of 2024, going for the Homa frizz, but Aki maybe a bit too heavy for that. Bicycle kick, dodged, and the former defensive lineman.
What a hit from Aki.
Put that on the highlight video, but Araken. It was in the very first match in Torimon history, January 31st, 1999. The smartest wrestler might be the smartest wrestler in pro wrestling history, that he just gets Irish whipped and stops running.
Yeah. And a test of strength.
I can't believe nobody ever thought of that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why'd you want to do that?
He's probably got a trick. Yeah, he's gonna. And just like that. Every sneaky, grimy counter, reversal, takedown that you can think of, from any position, Araken can do it to you. So let's see how he gets out of this one.
Okay. Ooh, wrenching the arm. Ooh.
Aki able to power out of that key lock. And now UT looks to finally end again. This is why DragonGate is cutting edge pro wrestling.
Because you stopped running.
Araken may have just completely unlocked a new generation of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Your opponent tries to throw you to the ropes, you don't run.
Yeah. Ooh.
UT finally getting back on the mend after that neck injury that heavily affected his Bravegate challenge in Nagoya back in May. Yeah, UT sneaks in for an elbow drop, and then 747 from Aki, but only gets a 2 count. Punch, rocket, in with the rocket punch. Now Homare and Gyuchi. Through swing DDT. Homare, look at the
hold on.
Ooh. Starting to show some. Homare he was a tall, skinny drink of water when he debuted, but he's starting to fill that frame out, and he's one of the taller members of the roster. Adding some power to his high flying. Oh, we got a big head train.
Ooh. but to Aki, rocket punch.
You know, you go into a steel cage, you lose your unit, you're forced to team with punch. This is the best thing to do.
Follow up
That,
with the rolling senton.
The count was still in progress.
And punch Tominaga.
Yeah. Psychic arrow, but
now leave it to you now.
we're going to leave it to punch. And punch, PT kick, dodged. Oh, from behind. Nova from Gyuchi. He only gets a 2, though.
And punch
Punch.
now.
Punch with the clutch and PT kick. Oh. And pre-natural vibes, that was a move that would keep Gyuchi down, but counter suddenly bomb. Center of the ring, and Gyuchi gets the win in our opener. Well, we'll find out what happens with the Triangle Gate on Sunday at the Ryukyu Dragon show in Okinawa.
Yeah, you watch that and you let me know.
I was going to say the same to you, but again, we're either going to have, well, Gyuchi knows he can beat Punch, and if there's a title change on Sunday, one of the guys is Punch in a mask.
Okay.
Mosaku Tominaga. So if I was Aki and Gyuchi, they've got something to aim for, or the titles will be vacant. We're gonna have to do something.